Hey everybody, a quick second video today. This one is about 10.6.2, which was released within the past day. This is just one of those small updates which fixes a number of bugs, but I wanted to make sure you're all aware of it so you can go install it if you're keeping up with the latest updates. This has a bunch of bug fixes and stability things, reliability, and so I think it is important, especially if you're on the Silicon Mac, because a lot of these are aimed towards the Silicon Mac. Not surprising. It's a new type of computer, and this software, now that it's universal, is going to be working out some kinks on there. And so I think that a lot of these are aimed at that. It's not like hundreds and hundreds, but certainly there's a number of fixes here. Most of the time when these come out, I don't actually think that I've encountered the majority of them. So these are all pretty specific things that get fixed. The only one in this whole list that I think that I ran into was that there was an output issue with tracks or a multi-channel plugins, and they were going beyond the number that were actually there in the mixer or just in the outputs in general. And so I think that that's the only one that I actually ran into. And so the rest of these are interesting and useful. You can go through and read them, but I'm not running Logic natively right now on my Silicon Mac. I'm having to run it in Rosetta mode just because of the third-party plugin issues and wanting to use those. I'm excited for the time when I can run it natively, but that's just not here yet. So the other thing that I thought was interesting, and it's a good reminder to all of you, is that there's a number of these fixes which are very, very specific. So the performance is improved when the console 1 Lua script is installed. Pretty specific. We have performance is improved when streaming audio to Electron hardware using the Electron Overbridge plugin. Very, very specific. It just goes to show that if you're having some sort of issue, you should report that to Apple through the bug reporting area on their website, because they are listening. And if you're having a very specific issue that maybe you haven't found anything on this online or nobody else is having the issue, it doesn't mean that it won't be addressed. But I think that some of these things are being fixed because people are writing in and they're having very specific issues. It could be that the developers are the ones running into some of these very specific things and putting those in there, but there's a good chance that some of these are coming from just average users as well, and they're reporting them. And so never doubt that or never think that you shouldn't report them because maybe you think that they're not listening. Every time I see these lists, I see a bunch of things going on. The last thing I'll say is that this is a small update, but with the announcement of the new iPad Pro with the M1 in it, we essentially have an iPad which is capable or powerful enough to run Logic. And so while I don't think that we actually are at the point where they're going to just release it, because Logic in its current format would be horrible on an iPad. It just would not work in terms of its form and the interface. But we're at the point now when any month, any time we get a new update, I'm always thinking this could be the one where they're doing Logic Pro. I don't know if it'd be Lite or GarageBand Pro or whatever. We're really close to having this software ported over to the iPad. We're going to do a video about this probably in the next couple of weeks, but just wanted to remind you all that this is going to happen. There's no doubt that something is going to happen. It's not going to look exactly like Logic in its current state, but it'll have the ability to go back and forth between platforms, and it's going to have the power to be able to work in either place and have projects in either place. But that is definitely coming. There's no doubt, just because the new iPad is so powerful. So keep that in mind. If we have any more updates coming, of course, I'll do a video just to point them out and talk about them. But that's it for this 10.6.2. If you're keeping up, go download it and get it installed. Hopefully it'll make things run even more smoother for all of us.